guys, welcome back to my channel. We are back today to do my monthly favorites. I know I am several days late. We are March 5th today, but I did not forget. This might be my smallest favorites video yet, so we're gonna see if we can keep this one short. I know I have a tendency to talk too much in these videos, but I do just have a handful of things to share with you guys today. Most of these, surprisingly, are old. Actually, I think I have one newer item here and then one newer skincare product. I have a skincare product and a hair care product to share with you guys today. Good mix here. And then I'm going to share a couple updates on some things that I've tried recently at the end of the video. I didn't really want to do a separate video on that. I think it might be a while before I have enough products to do a full kind of speed review. So I'll just share those updates towards the end of the video before we get into all the makeup products. If you are a new visitor here, I want to wish you a special welcome. Please consider subscribing to my channel and make sure that your notifications are turned on. With that said, let's just jump right into it. All right, let's start with the two out of the box items. I have a skincare item and a hair care product. Let's start with the skincare item. So this is the Medicube Collagen Jelly Cream. This is a Korean brand beauty product. I actually initially had tried out this brand's vitamin C pads. I got those on YesStyle about 6 months ago, and I went online to order some more of those because I actually really liked them and found that this brand had some things available on Amazon, and this is one of the products that had really good reviews. I was very curious about what this was because the picture, I will insert the picture of this product for you guys right here, and then I'll kind of show it to you. It's so interesting looking. I don't even know what to classify this as, honestly, and because there's not detailed instructions in here, it simply says, apply appropriate amount gently along the skin texture in the last step of skincare and pat lightly for absorption. Kind of confusing instructions on the back there, but basically this is like a final moisturizer for your skin. So once you've done your serum, your daily moisturizer, I actually put this on in the morning after I put my sunscreen on and let it soak in. And then I'll just put a layer of this on top. I've even used it at night sometimes. I imagine just based on those instructions and a couple of the reviews that I read that this is kind of like a final lock everything into your skin kind of product. But look at the texture of this. It looks like a thick hair gel and even on your finger. So I just take a tiny bit on my finger. Do you guys see that bounce that it has? It feels like a hair gel, except when you start to rub it together, it doesn't have that sticky alcohol sort of sensation. It's more of like a moisturizer, a thick gel moisturizer. I've never tried a product quite like this. Maybe that's why I'm liking it, is because it's just so different and unique, and it does provide really nice moisture to my skin. Clearly I'm having a hard time describing this product, and honestly a part of me was afraid to mention it because I just imagine this is such a different skincare type product that there's probably a lot of people out there that wouldn't like this. So try it at your own risk. This is a very different sort of item. That said, I know there are some skincare junkies out there. I am not a skincare junkie. My skincare regimen is pretty basic. I don't like to try out a lot of new products. Frankly, I just don't like to spend a lot of money on skincare when I feel like I have found some basic things that work, but this is one of the things that has kind of pleasantly surprised me. And it's actually pretty affordable. I think this whole tube, which has 3.7 ounces of product and you really don't need very much, cost me about $9 to $12, I believe. So not super expensive. If you like trying out different skincare things and that my odd descriptions sounded interesting to you, maybe give this one a try. I have really been enjoying it and I've been using it now for about 3-4 weeks. Okay, next thing I have to share with you is a hair product. I'm very hesitant to share this one with you guys because it is so insanely expensive. It's the Oribe Hair Alchemy Fortifying Treatment Serum. So I had a sample of this about 1.5 years ago that I got in my Sephora order, and I loved how this product felt on my hair. Reluctantly, this last holiday season during the Sephora holiday sale, I picked up a small bottle of it during the sale because I knew that I loved it. But you guys, this stuff is so expensive. This is a 2.5 ounce bottle. There are two sizes available on Sephora's website. The 2.5 ounce mini is $32 for 2.5 ounces, while the 5.9 ounce bottle is $66. I mean, 6 ounces is not that much product, and $66 is just such a high price tag. And I wish I could find something that I liked as much as I like this though. I have probably the driest hair on the planet. You can probably tell. I mean, my hair is just always so incredibly dry. It soaks up any sort of hair oil or conditioner. I try to use really good quality conditioners and hair products on my hair for the most part. I mean, there are some value things that I use as well because this is clearly too much for my my heart, really. We'll have a lot of products that I like, that I think help. Once in a while, I'll find something that I think makes a huge difference in just how soft my hair feels, and this is one of those things. Now, I use this on my hair when I do use it, which is kind of sparingly. While my hair is wet, I'll put it in before I put my styling products in and really just use like 2-piece sized amounts and really concentrate it here in the front, because this is where all the blonde is where my hair gets so dry, and it makes my hair feel amazingly soft and supple. Now today, I actually should have washed my hair today. I washed it yesterday and I put this in. It felt a lot better yesterday than it does today. It's a little bit frizzy today. So don't use today's hair as an indicator of how great this product is. But if you have dry hair and if you have the budget to spend $66 on 5 ounces of a hair serum, this stuff is really amazing. I've tried so many different serums and oils on my hair over the years, and there are very few that I have found that really made a difference in my hair like this one is. I wish it was cheaper. I wish I could find something this good at a more affordable price. Okay, let's talk about some makeup products. So first off, I have a foundation. This I think I've mentioned probably in a favorites video before. It's the About Face Performer Foundation. I've always liked this one, but I feel like the more I use it, the more I like it. It's the perfect shade match for me, which I really appreciate, because I'm sure it's not just me. It's so hard to find a foundation that matches you just right, that has the right shade, the right undertone, that's not too cool or too warm, depending on what your kind of undertone or skin tone is. I think it's a struggle for all of us. So when you find one that really is like spot on, such a relief, and this is that perfect shade for me. By the way, I use the shade LM1 Neutral, which is a true neutral undertone. It doesn't oxidize on me, it has fantastic straight medium coverage, so a little bit of the glow from my primer peeks through, and it just looks so healthy on my skin. It's not a glowy foundation, it's a very natural finish, doesn't settle into any of my fine lines. It's just a really good performer, let's say. Oh, that was stupid. It's a great foundation. I think this one's relatively affordable. I consider About Face kind of more high-end, but their prices seem to sit kind of in between, kind of like the LYS brand. They kind of remind me of that brand, like the Ulta version of LYS. I've also been really enjoying the Merit bronzer stick in clay. I'm wearing this on my cheeks today. I've been wearing it a lot over this last month. I've always liked this cream bronzer. It's so easy to apply. It's a really nice warm bronzer if you have really fair skin, this specific shade. That said, if you like something more cool and kind of contoury, this one is quite warm, but it doesn't pull too orange on me. It just looks very natural. It's easy to blend, it's easy to apply. I can use any brush or sponge with this thing and it blends out really quickly. I love the packaging of this. Just overall, a really good one if you're into cream bronzer. This one is fantastic. Next up is a product that is newer to me. I think I tried this out at the beginning of last month, and it is the Revolution Jelly Blush. And I'm pretty sure these are meant to be a dupe for the Milk Lip and Cheek Jelly Tints. I don't think they're a perfect dupe. I actually think this version, I mean, it's a similar formula. It's more of a stain. It's very long wearing. They both last very long. The Milk ones, I think, have more stain product in them. Like this one seems like it's kind of drying out a little bit quickly, but there are some things that I kind of like about that. As much as I love the Milk ones, and I always will, if you haven't used them for a little while, they are a lot more wet. So as you're applying these with a brush, which is how I like to apply them, I have to get some of the excess off on the back of my hand, because otherwise it'll just create a big overly pigmented mess on your face. You have to build them up carefully and slowly. This one you do not have to be quite as careful with, and you can really work your brush into the product itself because it's just a little bit more dry. And I kind of like that. However, I've been using this thing a ton since I first tried it out. I probably use this, I won't say every day. There are some other blushes I've been trying to use as well, but this is by far the most used blush over the last month. And I have noticed, and I was worried about this after I first tried it and noticed it was just a little bit drier of a formula. I feel like it's getting a little bit harder to get enough product onto my brush. I really have to spend some time. So I'm kind of feeling like this thing might dry out, if that's possible, faster at least than the Milk ones. We'll see how long it lasts. I've only had it for a month now, but I think it's a little bit easier to use because it's easier to build up slowly. The color's a little bit more kind of sheer and natural, but I really like this. If you're looking for an affordable option for the Milk Jelly Tints, I think this is a really good one. Okay, let's talk about the lip combo that I've been wearing, I think, for the last month straight. It starts with my Natasha Denona I Need a Rose lip liner in the shade Calla. I just checked on this lip liner yesterday on Sephora's website and it was out of stock. I will link it on Natasha Denona's website down below or on Beautylish if I can find it there. This has been a long time favorite lip pencil for me. In fact, I've talked about Natasha Denona's lip liners. I think I like them a little bit better than my, if we're talking about high-end lip liners, the Charlotte Tilbury ones. Love those ones as well, but these ones I think are not quite as waxy and thick and they don't tug on my lips quite as much, but they last just as long. They don't feather. This shade is the perfect nude shade. It goes with absolutely anything. It's kind of like a warm nude peach that's not too light or too dark. It's so pretty. It's just like a warmer nude. It looks almost like dark there, but once I blend it in, it's not as dark as something like Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury. That one has almost like a gray kind of shadowy tinge to it. This one has a little bit more warmth than that one, almost a little bit more brown in it, but it's very wearable. It goes with anything, lasts forever. And I've been pairing it lately with this lipstick from MAC, which has been a long time favorite for me. This is MAC's Blankety. This seems like it would be a really odd combination because MAC's Blankety is a little bit, it's like a light, a very light nude pink that has the tiniest hint of a grayness to it. And normally I hate gray lips on me personally, but there's something about this one that I just think is very flattering. It looks very nude. This is the type of lip color that if I'm doing a smoky eye, which let's be honest, I don't do very much anymore, but if I'm doing a bold or a smoky eye and I want a very muted lip, this makes for such a great muted lip if you have more light medium skin tones. It's beautiful. It's a classic. I love this lipstick. And I kind of forgot about it for a while. You guys know I went on kind of a lipstick hiatus. I'm starting to slowly dip my toes back into my lipsticks and appreciate what lipsticks do for me. Much as I love just a lip liner and a gloss, there is something about like the filling effect and the plumping effect that a thick lipstick gives your lips that's really nice if you have older lips. Okay, the next product I have, I just looked this up before filming this video and I actually couldn't find it. I'm gonna mention it anyways because I have been obsessed with this highlighter this last month. This is from the brand Peri Para. This is a Korean beauty brand. I think I got this a couple of years ago on Yes Style. This specific one is in the shade, it's the Pure Glory highlighter in Day Glory. Man, I love this highlighter. This is like the perfect highlighter shade for me. It's an icy champagne, like a champagne gold with a touch of pink in it. It's so beautiful. If you have a light medium skin tone, you like a punchy highlighter that's really natural looking, this one just looks so pretty on the skin. It's a very pretty, intense but sheer highlighter formula that I love this. It looks so good on your skin. I've had a lot of texture on my skin lately, like a lot of kind of just like clogged pores that I'm dealing with, on, not just on my cheeks, honestly, all over. I need to I need to do some research and try and see if I can do something to help with that a little bit. But I've noticed some of my highlighters look extra textury on my textured skin right now. And this one seems to be a little bit more forgiving than some of my other favorites. Right. Just one more favorite. This one is also a repeat item that you guys have heard me talk about many times if you've been here for a while. It is the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. This is a newer tube that I bought a couple of months ago, I believe. I've just started using it again during baseball season, so I've really put this new tube, which I've had before, to the test with really watery eyes. And I am finding more and more, I mean, my eyes water intensely when I'm outside in spring. I live in Utah. It is windy and cold here all the time in the spring. So if you're outside watching sports, your eyes aren't just gonna water, they are going to pour like faucets out of the corners of your eyes. So it's very hard to find a mascara, even a water resistant one, that can hold up to that amount of a mess. This is one of the few that actually does this, and the L'Oreal one, I actually think the L'Oreal one might hold up just even a little bit better than this one, but this one is so good. Considering it's a washable mascara, it does such a good job staying on my eyelashes as they are watering like crazy. So if you have watery eye issues and you have a hard time finding mascaras that hold up to watery eyes, but you don't like how stiff waterproof mascaras can be and how difficult they can be to remove, this one is so good. Now, it's not the easiest to remove. You do need very warm water. That's one thing with some of these more, not necessarily waterproof, but water resistant formulas. You can't just remove them with soap and cold water. You either need a makeup remover or very, very warm water to really get the product kind of soften and melt off of your eyelashes. But I love it. It's so good. I love what it does for my lashes. It's one of the most clump free mascaras that I've ever tried. So if you really like your lashes to be very defined and separated and long, like if that's what you're going for, more than volume, let's say, this is a great mascara for that. Last up, I have just a couple of updates I wanted to share with you guys. First off, an update on the LA Girl Cloud9 Bouncy Eyeshadow Palette. I was tempted to put this in my favorites video today because I love the shimmers in these palettes, but if you watch the video where I tried these out and you happen to read the description box down below where I gave some updates on this, I did mention that the creams in these, as beautiful as they are, they do crease on me, sadly. I've tried even using them with a lighter hand with a primer underneath, which did help a little bit, but I still just find like I just can't handle something that's gonna crease on my eyelids. And I actually don't have that issue with my eyes very often anymore as I've gotten older. I'm kind of bummed about that because you guys know how much I love a good cream eyeshadow. I just think these are a little too creamy for me. Granted, some of you might not have issues with them if you don't have hooded eyes like I do. I think they're very pretty, and the shimmers, you guys, I almost think these are worth it just for these beautiful shimmers. I don't think I've ever found a drugstore shimmer that reminded me as much as a Natasha Denona shimmer as these ones right here. They're sparkly and beautiful. They're stunning. I've been using these a lot this last month, but I hesitate to recommend these as a favorite when I feel like the cream shadows have such a flaw for me personally. Okay, and I did want to give one more update on the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Tints. I still am not wild about these. I wish I was younger. I think I would like these if I was a lot younger than I actually am. I just need more coverage. These are very much a light coverage. Maybe can be built up to a light medium coverage, but even that is really stretching it. You'd have to put a lot of product on, and then I just feel like it starts to look a little bit off. I have used them as a mix-in with some other foundations to get the coverage level up and also just to give them a little bit better of a shade match, because I mentioned this one's a little too light for me. That helped. I still wouldn't say it's my favorite combination foundation option. So again, unless you're looking for something lighter coverage, I don't know. I feel like these kind of like didn't do a lot for me. I love Milk Makeup, but this one just was not a win for me, unfortunately. And that is it, you guys. Those are my favorite items from the month of February. I would love to know what you guys loved this last month. Did you try anything new? Anything innovative out there that I'm missing out on? I would love to hear from you guys. I want to throw out a quick little spoiler. I do have my Natasha Denona review video of her new Bloom palette coming up. I'm actually wearing it on my eyes today. And I have some very mixed thoughts about this one, along with a couple of not necessarily dupes, but alternatives for that palette. So stay tuned very shortly for that video. I will try and post that one in a couple of days. But that's gonna do it for now. Thank you guys again for stopping by. Hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.